Hey guys, and welcome to another one of my Mashin Sentai KiraMager episode commentary and reviews. This time it's episode 5, It's Seeded by Shovellow. And remember, if you enjoy what you see, please remember to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below. We all got to pray to the algorithm gods these days. Let's get on with the episode. The episode opens with Tamatomo playing with his team at a competition, as Sina teases him about being such a good leader, and Juru agrees enthusiastically, though Tamatomo says Juru annoys him. Back at HQ, Shovellow is expressing his doubts about Juru, saying it's Tamatomo who comes up with the plans. But the crystals chat is interrupted as they hear the others talking about having found 3 new crystals on Earth, though they seem very young. As the alarm goes off and the Rangers head out, we go to credits. In town, Joystick Jarman causes a small truck to go out of control by controlling its driver, only to be saved by Sina as the KiraMagers arrive to confront the Odin. But he quickly takes control of Shigeru, making him attack the others, and Tamatomo notices Jarman playing with his stick and blasts away to no effect. But as the others try to hold back Shigeru, Tamatomo calls out instructions to the others, and as they put the plan into action, Juru launches Tamatomo into the air, where he fires discs into the joystick, jamming it and freeing Shigeru, causing the Jarman to flee. Tamatomo heads back to his competition, asking Sina to join him as the others head back. As the pair arrive at the competition, Shovellow calls saying Tamatomo really should be leader and he's about to launch a coup, confusing the pair. Back at HQ, Saya and Shigeru are discussing tactics for the next fight when Shovellow calls Juru, saying he has secret orders from Mabashina concerning 3 new stones that have been found, and to meet him but not tell anyone, as Juru makes an awkward excuse and rushes out. Back at the competition, Tamatomo's team wins as Sina cheers them on, and later on Sina and Tamatomo are wondering about Shovellow, as Sina says they make a strange pair with opposite personalities, but Tamatomo says he reminds him of his late grandfather, who, one night after a young Tamatomo had shouted at him, passed away from a heart attack, and now Tamatomo can't bring himself to nag at Shovellow. Over at the quarry, Shovellow has dug up the 3 new stones, and tells Juru to hurry up and insparkle them into machines, as Shigeru and Sina watch on. But as Juru gets his insparkleration, they rush out to stop him, but they're too late, as he turns them into Machine Roland, Carry, and Lift On. They tell Juru that they weren't meant to be turned into machines yet, as Shovellow proclaims the birth of the Shovellow corpse. Back at HQ, Tamatomo asks how he could have done this, but Shovellow says now Tamatomo can be a leader, just like he wanted to be, before telling Mabashina he won't forget his duty, and they will be a team as great as the KiraMagers, the Tamatomo Sentai Tamalovers. Though the plans come to a halt, as Juru mentions that Tamatomo would be the only person on that team. The alarm sounds as the Jarman has returned, and as the team start to leave, Tamatomo closes the window to the machines, as he asks the KiraMagers for a favour. In town, the KiraMagers arrive to confront the Jarman, as Tamatomo calls Shovellow, saying Juru can lead the team, and will he follow once he proves it, with Shovellow grudgingly agreeing. Juru taunts the Jarman and gets targeted, as Tamatomo and the others transform, before Juru turns to attack them all, and as Shovellow says it proves he's not a leader, Muryu shows Tamatomo is also not doing well. But as Juru goes to hit Sina, he stops, fighting the Jarman's control, before leaping over to save Tamatomo, impressing Shovellow, as we flash back to Tamatomo's favour, where it turns out the Tamatomo in trouble was just the Gemini, as the real one played the Jarman controlling Juru like a game character, as Shovellow apologises and asks to rejoin the KiraMagers. With the plan a success, the Rangers line up, and with Juru transforming and the Rangers combining blaster and sword attacks to finish off Joystick Jarman. As in Jotunheim, Tarantula rages at the loss, before sending in Masked Beast Catcher Ligani, as Juru calls in the machines and they form KiraMager, facing off against the beast as it starts moving like a claw crab game, launching the buildings it picks up, before grabbing the fallen KiraMager and throwing it under a bridge. As Juru wonders how to beat the Masked Beast, the 3 new machines arrive, working together to attack the monster, as Shovellow calls on Juru to turn them into weapons. And with insparkleration, Carry becomes a shield, Roland becomes a hammer, and Lift On a trident, each launching attacks before the Rangers use Kiramai Dynamic to finish off the beast. Later, back at HQ, Mabashina apologises to Tamatomo for the trouble caused by Shovellow, as he tells her it's fine and he understands, as the episode ends. Okay, so mutiny on the HMS KiraMager. Before I get into it, I want to talk about the elephant in the background, or should I say, my Sentai blanket, because I'm sure some of you noticed I've got like my blanket that I used to cover the sofa there with the Red Ranger helmets. So, and it's not labelled or anything else. And I got it off of Temu. It's good. And I thought, you know what, I want to get the other, I've seen the other colours on Temu and they look the same quality. I'll go for that. So I went for the green and black one. So, yeah, this one, just here, that looks like the Black Aber Ranger, is called Shininja. There is literally, you can't see it on this one, like in this shot. But, I mean, that one is being called Gokai Green, which it isn't. Then we've got Da Ranger, Green X-Dual, Chopper, and I kid you not, What? It's literally named one of these Ranger heads, What? That Dragon Ranger one, Shalte Green. There's Die Ranger next to it. Shaotzi Gain. This is not what the picture looked like when I bought it. I'll say that much now. It looked like the red one, but green. The helmet looks better than the rubbish on this. So, if you guys ever go on Temu, the Red Ranger blanket that goes from Go Ranger to Boom Boomja, that's nice. It's soft. Hopefully yours is slightly better printed than mine, or sprayed or whatever. But it's good. The helmets look alright. There's none of these weird names. And yeah. The green and black, like I say, that is... The picture looked like the red one, but green. So it looks a hell of a lot better than this. Yeah. So, I got a desk mat as well. That didn't come out very well either. But I wanted to use it at least once in my videos just for a change in background. It's mostly used as a cat bed, to be honest. Like, I just curl it up on top of the sofa and she'll sleep in it. And you tuck her in. She loves it. But yeah, Shovellow leads a mutiny because apparently he's about as happy with Juru being leader as Tamatomo is. Now, I kind of get Tamatomo being a bit like annoyed with it because obviously he seems to be one's making the plans, but also when they first met, Juru's like, oh my god, you're an actor, a famous actor. Oh my god, you're like a world famous surgeon. Oh my god, you're a famous sports star. Yeah, you're you. And then, of course, you know, when it came to, like, making the machines, I mean, Fire Red was a sports car first, and then he got changed into the fire engine. Pink Helico, I'm guessing medical helicopter, maybe? Blue Jet, I mean, I don't get why Pink Helicopter or Blue Jet. A green sports car. But apparently, Shovello's like, oh, you turned me into a digger because that's the only thing you could think of that was yellow. When are cars like specifically green or jets blue or helicopters pink? It's just what he made you. So it's sort of like, yeah, I don't get Shovello's problem, but yeah, Tamatomo, I think there's a little bit of a thing going on there because he doesn't like the fact that Juru's just come in and been like, you're leader. But he also admits that, you know, Shovellow gets away with his behaviour because Tamatomo feels guilty over yelling at his grandfather for buying the wrong computer game. I mean, they would, you know, in like the little flashback he says, like, you know, we'd play, me and my granddad, we'd play together, we always had a lot of fun. But then one day he bought me a game and it was the wrong one when I had my heart set on another one. And he like yelled, He yelled a load of abuse at his granddad, and that night his granddad had a heart attack. And it's like, I think past it, I mean, I guess the guilt felt by kids who shouted nasty things in anger, you can never take them back, is something that will always be in the back of your mind. Because when you lose someone, especially if you lose someone close to you in your family, like a grandparent that you are very close to, there's always, I mean, personally anyway, there's always like these feelings in the back of your mind. And you're like, I just wish I'd said this to them, or I wish I'd done that instead, or, things like that. There's always those little things like, what if, or I wish I'd just, when you can't anymore. So, I suppose if Shovellow really does remind him of his granddad that much, there is kind of that, oh, I don't want to upset him because of... Well, at the same time, he's got to step in at some point because, you can't have a mutiny in a Sentai squad, excuse me. The only other thing that I've got notes for on this is the 3 new machines, which are obviously lift-on, roll-ons, and I've got the wrong one there. I picked up the wrong one. I wonder where the other one's gone. No, my mistake. You can't get carry. It's because I've got the dump truck and I've got the mixer one. You cannot get carry unless you get the crystal storage area from the show as a sort of playset. That is the only way to get carry. You can get lift on and Roland, but you can't get carry, which is really irritating because I thought, for once I can have all the auxiliary bits. No, I can't. I really thought I was going to manage it this time, but nope. Because, deep down, I want everything, even though I know I can never afford it. But yeah, so these 3 machines, or those 2 and the one I can't get, they say at the beginning that they can't use them. They're going to leave them, or they'll dig them up and look after them, but they'll basically leave them. They won't KiraMentality them because they're not ready yet. They're too young. They need to mature as crystals. But despite that, Juru not only gives them their machine forms, so the forklift truck, the steamroller, and the flatbed, but he then gives them weapon modes right after. And nothing bad happens. I mean, you could have at least thrown in some sort of risk to the thing by having 4 crystals. And he makes a 4th one. And, maybe there's a bit of creaking happening with the 4th one. And when he turns it into a weapon, it shatters. And yet the other 3 are like, no, you need to use us, you need to use us. Like, risking themselves, but, managing to do it. I just wish there'd been something like that. Like, that little bit of risk and, something bad's happened, but they still want to do it. But I suppose time, budget, who knows. But either way, it's good. I do like the whole Shovellow actually having his whole Sentai like dream or intro thing, where it's literally the Shovellow Corps or the Tamil Lovers, like Shovellow Sentai Tamil Lovers or whatever it's called. That was fun. And then Drew's just like, how would he be leader? He's the only person on the team. And it's like, okay, yep. It's funny. I like the humour. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the episode. What do you guys think of it? Leave a message down below, and I'll see you next time.